Yo, what's good, Spirit Squad? Today we're going to be going over a new build of spirits in Pioneer, and that's going to be Jeskai. Now, the core of the deck is going to be a lot of what you remember and know about spirits and has been there for a while. We've got Mausoleum Wanderers, Lofty Denials, and Spell Quellers. But now we get a new toy from Neon Kamigawa, and that's going to be Hinata Dawncrowned. Now, for anybody who's been watching this channel for a while, you know full well I'm a big fan of anime, which means that you probably already know that Hinata is the protagonist for the show Haikyuu. And I'm going to have a lot of fun playing this card. It's got flying, and, well, fly right here is going to be the banner that we're using for today's video, because Hinata is going to be the star of today's show, or the ace. And it's going to combo really well with Magma Opus to make some hopefully frustrated opponents. Let's go right over to the deck list and see what's what. In our deck list, you'll see that we've got a lot of the really normal blue-white stuff happening here. Yeah, and I really hope this new list serves well with Hinata from the new set for all you tournament spikes. And this list really wants to control spells with Mausoleum Wanderer, Spell Queller, and Lofty Denial, so that they don't really get to participate and you can attack liberally. Okay, one more. So where do spirits play volleyball? On Volleyball Corpse. I'm not sorry, it'll probably happen again. But we have a bunch of regular blue-white stuff. It's all stuff that we've been used to for a while now. Outside of that, we get to play 4 copies of Hinata Dawncrowned. And for anybody who hasn't had a chance to read this card yet, what it is, it's 1 and Jeskai for a 4/4 flying trampler. Flampler? Flample? Do people say flample? Is that a thing? I've heard it used, but I don't think that's a thing outside of the EDH crowd. Whatever. +1 in the comments for flample. And spells you cast cost 1 less for each target. For your opponents, spells they cast cost 1 more for each target, and say that 5 times fast. But you also just get a 4/4, which is really respectable for spirits because we're just used to trying our best here with a bunch of 2/1s and 2/3s, and getting access to a 4/4 is so far above rate for what we're used to that honestly, that might end up being the most exciting part of this card. Like, I just want a big ass body to attack and block with sometimes, and Hinata is exactly that. But the cool part about Hinata is not only the fact that Lofty Denial only costs 1 mana with Hinata, since, you know, you're targeting a spell, but you also get to play with Magma Opus. And this is a thing that's all over Standard, Historic, and hopefully Pioneer today. The idea here is that Magma Opus usually costs 8 mana, but you can divide damage as you decide to split it up against 4 targets. You also get to tap a couple of permanents, draw a couple of cards, make a 4/4. And since you're splitting up the damage as you choose, if you do more than 1 target, then you're targeting more than 1 thing. So Hinata is going to discount for each target. And since you can divide things up with 4 targets and tap 2 permanents, that's 6 targets right there. That means Magma Opus can get all the way down to just a blue and a red for the casting cost. So if you just like have a Hinata on the table, you untap with Hinata, you cast a big ass Magma Opus for 2 mana, you're still like holding up Spell Queller mana, right? So like, what is your opponent going to do about that? I don't know, sit there, cry, die mad about it. And that's really our goal here, is to put the 2 cards together and hope our opponents do in fact die mad about it. We also get a lot of cool red sideboard cards. We get to play 4x Rending Valley, and these things honestly kind of do the Lord's work in Pioneer right now. Every spirit is blue or white. You get to deal with most of the auras list because all of the creatures are white except for Hateful Eidolon. You get to deal with Winota herself because fuck Winota. You get to deal with Thing in the Ice, and a lot of Shark Typhoon tokens are going to be under 4 toughness, so Rending Valley does some solid work there too. I think this is going to be kind of an all-star for us. We get to play 3 copies of Flame Blessed Bolt, and this is just like a solid removal spell right now. Like, there's a lot of like tiny creature decks. There's things with like Luris, there's miscellaneous human decks now that Thalia is in Pioneer. There's going to be again the auras decks because all the creatures start off as like little 1/2s for the most part. Again, good against spirits because most of our creatures are tiny and little. It's good against all of the Llanowar Elf and Elvish Mystic piles. Oh, did I mention that this kills every angel out of that stupid angel deck that plays bigger flyers than we do and beats us every single time because our deck can't beat a 2/4 most of the time? Yeah, Rending Valley is great. Anyway, back to Flame Blessed Bolt. So, like, and the fact that this exiles is also pretty game, right? So your opponent casts a Kroxa. Kroxa is going to sacrifice itself to its ability. You Flame Blessed Bolt in response to that part of things. It gets exiled. They cry about it. Not your problem. We get to play 2 copies of Deafening Silence, and these are pretty good against all of the multiple spell piles, right? Like Izzet Phoenix doesn't like this card, Lotus Field Combo doesn't like this card, Jeskai Ascendancy doesn't like this card. There's a few reasons why we would want to be on some kind of Deafening Silence effect right now. We have Grafdigger's Cage, and this card's pretty good right now too. It stops Winota's triggered ability, which is already pretty big game. But it stops a lot of the stuff out of black-red decks too. Like it stops the collected companies out of any of the Jund Sacrifice decks that are playing that. It stops the Kroxa Dreadhorde Arcanist shenanigans from those style of decks. It stops collected company from other decks too, which is still pretty big game. And then everything else that we're playing here. Oh, important. This cannot stop the combo of Greasefang plus Parhelion 2. So you can stop your opponent from reanimating Greasefang itself in case you kill Greasefang. That's cool. But Parhelion 2 is an artifact, and Grafdigger's Cage only stops people from reanimating creatures. So if they want to have Greasefang bring back a Parhelion 2, sucks to suck. Do something else about it. Grafdigger's Cage will not work. We also get to play 2 copies in Negate and 2 copies in Mystical Dispute. Mystical Dispute, probably the best counterspell in Pioneer. That's probably not changing for a while. Negate, the reason I'm specifically playing Negate here instead of something that is multiple colors like, say, Dovin's Veto, is because we're playing Hinata. Hinata can reduce the cost of a hard Negate down to just a blue mana, and I think that is enough upside to give it a shot rather than playing something that is more powerful like Dovin's Veto. So those are going to be the cards we're playing. And honest, oh, right. New stuff. I'm sorry. I almost lied to y'all. So we get to play 2 new lands too. We get to play 1 copy of Otawara and 1 copy of Eiganjo. And we're really excited because, like, you know, the deck's already blue and white base. So we just get to have a couple utility lands that don't have to be things like Mutavault. We don't have to throw off our colors to have cool lands. So that's also going to be really exciting. I'm really looking forward to being able to play at least 1, if not both of their abilities in this tournament. So that's going to be the deck now. Sorry, almost didn't finish there. But yeah, I will see y'all in round 1. Right, we got round 1, and our hand's not even bad, right? We got a blue land, we've got the other 2 colors here, we've got 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drops. Yeah, this is a keeper. And if I see, a Spire Bluff Canal, I'll be really happy to be able to cast this as early as turn 3 with a Watcher too. So that's pretty sick. We are playing Pioneer, so I'm just going to hit this button, and it looks like we're playing Auras right off the bat. No, Warriors? Humans? Whatever you want to call this list. I'm going to call it the Ultimate Warrior until I see non-warrior creatures. But I'm pretty sure this is just going to be like some Thalia nonsense, right? Joke's on you, my hand isn't that bad against Thalia nonsense. And I will block this thing. Like, I don't really need to let them play offensively since I've got double Lords in hand. I've got Brazen Bower. Like, I've got a lot of stuff to do. And that's going to do 0 things, so have fun with your 1/2 flyer opponent. Nice to know you took a damage for me. I don't know, do I say thanks? Do I send him a posted card or something? All right, so here I'm going to play this as white, and I'm just going to start by jamming my Watcher. This is especially good because if I draw a land, I can just cast this if it's red. If I don't draw a land, I can still just do any of these other things too. So let's see what ends up happening. So they're going to have a 2/3 now. That's going to get in the way of my 2/2. That's okay. That's really the only way they get to start attacking through this nonsense. So not a land. Okay. Unfortunately for us, that also means not a great. But I will be pretty happy to get my attack on here. Let's go ahead and skip through this turn, see what else they come up with as far as an offensive presence, and then see what, if anything, they can do about my Supreme Phantom and friends. I also have both of my Brazen Borrowers, which is really good here because, like, if they start actually trying to hard body go on offensive mode, well, I already have a clock and I can set back theirs, where for the most part, they don't really play removal. So it's going to be pretty difficult for them to actually get anything started here. So they're going to get to attack me for 3, which is fine. I go to 15, but after I crack back, I just get to... do I even care about that? Not really. I'm just going to play this and make them take 5 and hold this. So now they're stuck looking at 8. And this is probably going to end up just being a blocker now because they're at 15. Oh, no, not even a blocker. They just said, fuck it, they're off it. Sick, even better. We take those. So black-white humans. So we've got a whole bevy of removal here. And I think I do not want Lofty Denials against the deck that's playing everything for 1s and 2s. And honestly, I don't really want Magma Opus, even though the combo is really good. The other card I could side out would be Spell Queller. But since we are not here to not highlight our sick combo, I am going to decide like this. Most of the creatures are white, so I don't necessarily mind the Rending Valley. Well, okay, that's false. I actively like Rending Valley. I don't not mind it. But honestly, I think if I were in a tournament, I would probably side out the Magma Opus because without Hinata, it costs 100 million to cast. But we are here to do a combo, and I'm going to do the combo if I get access to it. Here we go. Now let's take out the cards we don't really want here, and let's see what kind of cool things we can do to our opponent this time. Glad to see that our decks can still function really nicely on just the 2 lands here. And this hand is relatively good, but I would really prefer to have another land to start out with. So I actually am going to mulligan this, and this is actually fine. So I would still prefer to have 1 more land, but I don't need 2 Hinata, so I don't even feel bad about dumping one of these. So if I see a red land, I mean, I have a red land, but I would like to see another red land, you know, so I can play this as blue later. Then I'll be pretty happy to cast Flame Blessed Bolt. Oh no, not like this deck, not like this. Oof, real decision. So things I can do, I can play Hengegate Pathway as white, skip out on Flame Blessed Bolt right now, and depend on my deck to give me access to Watcher of Spheres, Rattle Chains, and ignore this. Or I can play this as red and play the Flame Blessed Bolt now, but then I'm ignoring 3 cards in my hand, and I don't like that. So I'm actually going to do this, depend on this to be able to make blue, and for now, ignore the Flame Blessed Bolt. Thalia's Lieutenant. Okay, so at least now I have a little more information about what I should do with this. Oh, come on. Not like this deck. I think my plan is still going to be to do this into Watcher, because what I can do here on the next turn, like I'm not going to get to block anything this turn, but on next turn, what I can do is go ahead and that's actually okay-ish. Oh, that's less okay. Oh my God, very not okay. Okay, so we're getting bopped right now is what's happening here. And do we get to land? We do not get a land. So, yuck. So what I'm going to end up getting to do here is playing Rattle Chains first and then Selfless Spirit so that my Watcher of Spheres becomes a 4/4. Then I'll be able to block 3 creatures, sacrificing Selfless Spirit to save 2 creatures, and then I might be able to untap and participate, but I really wanted the 3rd land there. So let's see what ends up happening here if I can actually get my 3rd land to kind of tick here. If this ends up being, oh, that's Mutavault, that's fine. Mutavault's actually okay. All right, so first Rattle Chains. In this way, my Selfless Spirit's gonna have flash. If they have something else, like say a, oh, what am I thinking? Like a Fatal Push or something with this mana, it's an exile. All right, fine, game 3. We will move to game 3. I'm not gonna change any of my stuff here. So for the most part, I actually do like the setup. I just really want access to like more than the 2 lands. But we did go up to 23 lands, so we'll see if that ends up actually helping. And honestly, this isn't that bad, so I'm going to keep. Not enjoying drawing the double legendaries, but honestly, I only really need 1 of them at a time to be a 4/4, so that's still okay. So let's go ahead and play our Riverglide Pathway, pass the turn here, and see what our opponent's cooking up here, because our our Spectral Sailor is going to at least look okay-ish. So this means that they have a whole hand of 2-drops, which doesn't necessarily bode well, but we have perfect mana, which is exactly what I'm asking for. So I'm going to try to chunk in for 2 and hope this isn't like a Fatal Push on my Supreme Phantom. And if it is, honestly, so be it. All right, cool. So it looks like my Supreme Phantom's actually going to get to live, unless this is like a Legion's End? A freebooter. Well, you're going to see 2 4/4s, so I don't know, good luck. So here I would really like to just draw a spell that I can cast. Almost anything other than Magma Opus is a really great draw. So give me, I don't know, almost literally anything else. That is almost literally anything else. We will take those. So I'm going to go ahead, attack for my 2 here. They block here, which is why I'm saying 2. So now if they play a white creature, I'll be able to cast Raining Valley, untap, cast Hinata, and then I can kind of go off from there, especially if I draw a Magma Opus. So that'll be like the real kicker. If we actually get to draw a Magma Opus after all of this, that would be so insane-o. So what's this? A Dauntless Bodyguard, that's fine. You can have an Indestructible Kite Sail Freebooter. If this is a Thalia's Lieutenant, I don't mind killing it. It is a Thalia's Lieutenant, so as prescribed earlier, we don't mind killing it. Okay, so they are going to attack me for that. That's okay. I take my 2. I go to 18. Our lumps have been taken. I'm going to take out the Lieutenant because it will end up being the bigger threat. Watcher, you're a little late, but that's okay. So here, I'm actually just going to play Hinata and make them deal with a 4/4 flyer. Oh, 5/5. Haha. Yeah, let's go. Even better. Deal with my 5/5 flyer. I'm not used to saying that. I'm not used to having 5/5s. Like, I'm over here fighting a good fight all the time with 2 1s and 1 1s and stuff, and now I get to just have a 5/5 with upside? What? Well, past tense. That's okay. We had a 5/5. What's this? A River Glide Pathway. So if I do that, that's my only white source, so I'm just gonna cast Hinata again. And I'm gonna play my land as... No, I'm just gonna play it as blue. I don't think there's any reason to play it as red. Like, we only need 1 red source, I believe. So let's see what else they could have access to here. Is this another? Nope. It is another Dire Tactics. Oh, boo. I was using that. And a Thalia's Lieutenant? Oh no. We're actually pod racing. I'm gonna go all the way down to 6 here. Yikes. No! What am I supposed to do with that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh dear. I guess we attack them down to 8 and we play Watcher. So I can block the Dauntless Bodyguard, take 4, go to 2. Nope, take 5, go to 1. Uh-oh, is this another human? Oh no, we're just dead. Gross. Oh man. So, I mean, I'm not literally dead. I can block these 2, take 3. Man, that went so wrong. Watch, I draw Magma Opus now. I'm gonna be so mad. Okay, at least it wasn't it, but we're still dead here. So unfortunate. We had removal and we had things to do, and honestly our opponent just got way under us. So I mean, it's what it is, but well, GG's opponent. All right, round 2. Oh, hand's not even bad either. So we don't have a turn 1 play, but that's okay. We've got turn 2 Watcher, a potential for a turn 3 Hinata, and for what it's worth, I will shut up and take that. It looks like we're fighting Lotus Field combo, which the Spell Queller's also going to feel pretty decent against. But them being on a play honestly scares me a little, but you know, can't really do too much about that, so it's what it is. So let's go ahead, do that, and we're gonna pass our turn here, see what kind of Lotusy stuff they have. They could have Sylvan Scrying, they could just have like our Boreal Grazer. Let's see just how fast this is gonna go. I would also like to give a very personal fuck you to our Boreal Grazer. The card's really good in this deck anyway because it turbos out of land, but it also blocks all of our flyers, and honestly I don't like that shit. That's not the energy I'm here for. So I'm gonna go ahead and play my River Glide Pathway here, just jam out a Watcher of the Spheres, and from here I have access to being able to do a lot of stuff. So we can Selfless Spirit plus Spell Queller / Lofty Denial. We can untap and have Hinata. I will wait until turn 4 to cast Hinata since I have the Watcher though. Here I would rather just like be able to just cast all my shit, you know. Like Ganjo, you only do attacking or blocking creatures, so I don't really want or need that right now. But what I can do is just play that, and I'm just gonna jam out a Selfless Spirit and attack for 3. So next turn what I can do is have the Spell Queller up now, and then next turn I can cast Hinata holding up Lofty Denial. So let's see if this ends up panning out to the way I would like it to go. Are you just using the mana to count or to copy? Yes, you are. And what are we doing with that leftover? We're doing nothing. Okay. I am going to actually untap. I'm just going to untap. We have another Hinata. Okay. So let's red, white, and blue. America, fuck yeah, all that good nonsense. Go ahead and get our attack on, and we get to hit them for 5. So let's see if our Lofty Denial ends up actually having text here. That would be awfully nice if it had text. If they cast a, like a Pour Over the Pages, I'll be pretty happy to, oh my, that's a lot of mana incoming. That's a lot of mana incoming. 7 mana. Is this just a Pour Over the Pages now? if they're casting like a Hidden Strings, I really can't do much about that. So I basically am crossing my fingers and hoping Lofty Denial has text. If they give me the ability to use my Lofty, I will definitely use it at almost any opportunity I have. But this is a metric shit ton of mana they have access to. Galvanic Iteration, Rugwaragi. So if this is a pour over the pages, they're just going to get both copies, and there's next to nothing I can do about that. I guess I might have regrets about casting Hinata now, because I could have held up Spell Queller with 2 mana and Lofty with 2 mana. Again, trying to highlight a new card. So looks like they're going to get to resolve both of their pour over the pages, and that's just bleh. I mean, oh, that doesn't target the lands? How gross is that? Oh my god, I thought it targeted the lands. Oh, that's disgusting. All right, well, I can't do anything about that. So now they're just going to have 6 mana. And I guess at least they only got to do that once, but this is not going in the going well pile. Okay, so they cycle, they have access to 7 mana as of right now, but 6 cards in hand, so realistically that 7 mana is probably closer to like 25 or some nonsense number. Is this the flashback on Galvanic? What's this? 4 mana, 7 mana, going down to 3, going down to 2 for another pour over the pages, okay. Discarding a Thespian Stage makes sense. They can't really do too much with that. Ooh boy, did they see another pour over the pages? Oh yeah, I totally think they saw 2 pour over the page, or 3 pour over the pages in their top 40 or top 20 cards. Oh no, it's Hidden Strings. Okay, so they're just gonna get a crap ton of mana here, so that's gonna end up being like 12 mana. Okay, so they're gonna have a total of 7 mana, but they have to tap of it for Hinata's ability, I believe. Oh, all right. I don't mind tapping out to that. Like, we're pretty much dead. So let's go ahead and concede the game here. And we do have a lot of stuff to side in. We've got the negates, the disputes, and the copies of Deafening Silence. Cards that I don't necessarily want against this deck include Brazen Borrow's a little medium, and I still want to keep in the combo. Again, I wanna be able to do the thing, dang it. And the other 2, I guess, can be Watchers. This is me being stubborn, but the combo is literally not good against this. So I am actually going to side out the Magma Opuses and be really sad about that. So normally I don't think I would want to be siding out a combo that I'm trying to highlight here, but Magma Opus literally can't tap their lands, so it actually just has next to no text in this matchup, which, you know, it's kind of what it is. And we want +2 disputes, +2 negate, +2 silences. So we're going to have a boring old regular sideboard against these guys, which I suppose is fine because it's usually pretty effective. I just want to be able to do the cool thing, you know. But man, how good would Magma Opus have been last round? That'd have been super sick. This hand's fine. So we get to have Mausoleum Wanderer, multiples. We get Selfless Spirit, Spectral Sailor to help get a really good aggro plan going. And Selfless Spirit even helps if they happen to see something like a, what card am I thinking of? Blast Zone. If they see like a Blast Zone, then the fact that we have 3 1-drops is not even that bad for us because we have Selfless Spirit to help protect our friends. So all in all, not the worst. Oh, and I guess our opponent's mulliganing pretty deep for their combo too, so, you know, I don't necessarily mind that kind of the opponent. All right, so here we're going to play our Riverglide Pathway. I'm not going to play Hengegate first because I might need another white source for Selfless Spirit. So let's go ahead and tell it to yield all here. All right, good. Every turn that they don't cast Arboreal Grazer is a turn I like. I very much want them to never cast that card against us. Okay, so here I am just going to cast my friend's Selfless Spirit here. So this is going to be 2, and I'm going to get to go ahead and kind of pop in here. And the reason I'm doing this is because next turn, I'm going to be holding up Spell Queller, sure, but also I can just cast the Spectral Sailor with the rest of the mana, so that may or may not disguise the fact that I'm holding that, and I don't mind doing this. So if they already have Lotus Field in their hand next turn, then whatever, you got me. But if they don't, ooh, a Lofty Denial. That's useful. So now my Spectral Sailor is going to look great because I can just cast that and hold up Lofty, or I can just cast Spell Queller, whichever I actually need. Hey, it looks like Sylvan Scrying was a necessary card. Baral. I am okay with the idea of you not having a Baral. I will try to counter that. Well, exile it. I'm not countering anything. And if this is a mystical dispute, then whatever, so be it. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to get to... Oh, let's go. I love that. I don't know that I need to cast this. I want to disguise it for game 3 if I can. So I'm actually just going to start here. and hold up Lofty Denial. If I don't have to cast a Deafening Silence this next turn, I won't, because I don't want them to know that I have it. Yeah, I think I like that. So every turn that I get to have them not doing that is a turn that's great for me. And then hopefully Deafening Silence can just like get them, instead of playing it in a game that honestly we're already kind of winning by a lot. Like, we don't really need to show them our sideboard cards. So let's see if Shimmer found them the good land. It looks like it didn't, so I'm going to get to Spectral Sailor EOT here, pump our friend, and with 6 damage on the board, that is exactly 2 turns of good stuff. So let's hope that our 2 turns of good stuff is good enough. And with the combination of Lofty Denial and Mausoleum Wanderer, I have a really hard time believing that it wouldn't be, but let's see what happens. 1 mana, 2 mana. Vizier, I certainly do not care about that. Opponent, you are allowed to trade 2 mana for 1 mana. You can do that. So now we're just kind of like desperation digging through their deck. There's the Arboreal Grazer, and I actually will. That keeps lethal on the table. If they have a counterspell for this, then honestly, so be it. I'm already, okay, good. I was gonna say I was already gonna be kind of beating down, but that was literally just gonna buy them a turn by blocking one of my 2 power creatures, and I don't really want them to have extra turns, even if it's just one of them. So we got to get away with not showing them Deafening Silence at all, which was kind of the goal of not playing it. Here, if I happen to see it early, then we might actually just get them with it. And this hand is acceptable. It's not great, but it's acceptable. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this, where we have 1 drop, 2 drop. We're holding up Negate. So we do have the ability to play a decent amount of magic. I would appreciate a little more power in this hand, but honestly, for what it's worth, I guess I'm okay here. I don't necessarily hate the Otawara in hand. Oh no, we're doing this thing. Have I mentioned how much I hate this card? I don't know if I've mentioned it enough yet. Oh, that's so bad for us. But the Hinata's not bad. So we can Rattle Chains Hinata and then start just putting a bunch of power and toughness on the table too. So I do like this, assuming we actually get to like play magic for the next turn or 2. Sylvan Scrying I really can't do anything about, which is annoying. Thespian Stage tells me they already have the other land, so now they just get to play the Lotus Field. Oh, they're just going to play the Thespian Stage. Okay, so they might not be wanting to put the Lotus Field on the table yet for some reason. Not sure what that reason could be, but let's untap. Supreme Phantom. That's actually not bad, because here I'm going to get to play the Rattle Chains at instant speed, Supreme Phantom also at instant speed if I get to breathe for a turn, and if I get to breathe for a turn, that also lets me play Hinata at instant speed. So here what I'm going to do is just play this on the white side, because I've already got my red source, and no point in attacking into an 0-3, so I'm just going to kind of chill here. And I get to hold up the Negate, I get to hold up Rattle Chains, so if this turn is going to be like crazy dire looking, then that's kind of what it is. But if they're just looking to, oh, they just didn't have either land, is that what's happening here? Well, if this is going to be a Sylvan Scrying, I will negate it. It's not, okay? So they're just playing another Thespian Stage. So they're trying to do the 1+2 thing, but they're, what are you copying? Spirebluff Canal. They're copying my Spirebluff Canal. All right, resolves. You are allowed to have a Spirebluff Canal. So here I'm just going to go ahead and put my Rattle Chains in play, and we do the untap. Not really what the doctor ordered. So let's go ahead, get my attack in here. They take 1, which is a pretty terrible clock, all things considered, but it's the one I'm working with here. So I'm going to go ahead and play you as a blue land, and I guess pass the turn. So the red land here signifies that they're probably playing like Anger the Gods or something in their deck somewhere. So I do need to be on the lookout for sweepers. So that could get annoying. Thespian Stage is also targeting Spirebluff Canal. Okay, they definitely have Anger the Gods in their deck. Okay, so that's something I just like need to be on the lookout for. Noted. Duly noted, opponent. So here I'm going to cast my Supreme Phantom. If they have, okay, good. I was going to say, if they have a Mystical Dispute, honestly, so be it. It looks like they didn't. So here I'm going to get my attack on. They're going to end up taking 3 damage or 4 damage because they block Spectral Sailor, take this 4, and then I guess we kind of go from there, right? I mean, I have to assume that's the play here. Can't really imagine anything else being too much better than that. Oh, okay. All right. So they're not even going to like try to plan for what happens in case I counter the anger. I don't know that I like that plan, opponent, but if you're wanting to do that, I guess I'm okay with it. So here, if they just anger the gods with the mana they have right now, I will be more than happy to just go ahead and Mausoleum Wanderer into this. Or No, I'm just gonna Mausoleum Wander because they have to pay 2 mana thanks to my Supreme Phantom, so that's not really gonna be a thing that works here. And if this is a mystical dispute, then I still have a negate, so I just get to do that. Okay, and I can't cast Hinata yet. Now I can, so I'm gonna do this and keep up a blue source, so now I can cast Hinata instant speed and cast a negate still, so that's pretty sick. So let's get my attack on here. They go to 10. That's pretty exciting. And I also have Otawara. I don't know that that's super important for really anything here, but I don't know, just in case they end up having something, I can do something about it. Not sure of what something could be, but I have a plan for it. More Thespian stages, and we are casting another Anger to Gods. Okay, so here I am going to go ahead and do this. And like I said, I'm going to get to cast Negate for just 1 now. Pretty sweet line of things to do, and now I've got lethal on the board. Sweet, so it looks like Hinata has done something. Just be a big ass body. Sweet, so we go to 1-1, and yeah, on to the next round. 3, ooh, we get a die roll, that's hype. Spawn of Chicken? Oh, and our opponent's being pleasant. All right, well, thanks, same to you. All right, well, we don't necessarily mind when our opponents are nice to us, so let's go ahead and mull this crappy hand and happily accept this slightly better one. All right, well, here against a Lurrus deck, I don't necessarily know that I need multiple spell quellers, so that's gonna be what I choose here. I would like to keep the land, yeah. So normally when I'm playing against Lurrus decks, I would like to keep a like slightly lower land count hand, but remember in this deck we're looking to cast things that cost more than 2, like Hinata and like Magma Opus, so that'll be pretty sweet if we actually get to cast our cards when we draw them, because we don't know that this isn't a Thoughtseize deck. So we're gonna go ahead and just do that and see what our opponent comes up with. Which of 95 Lurrus decks are you? Mutavault. Looks like we are fighting some scissors. And there's a Magma Opus, okay. So if we actually get to see Hinata, then Magma Opus might do some really solid work here. So I don't know, fingers crossed? Fingers crossed. I would like my Watcher to live too. So if this turn isn't just like the most brutal thing in a known universe, Ingenious Smith, that's not the most brutal thing in a known universe. They get Portable Hole, okay. Then I'm actually going to get to be able to Spell Queller and back it up with Rattle Chains, so that's nice. And Riverglide Pathway, I do not want to worry about that yet. I just want to cast the cards I actually have. So here I'm going to go ahead. I am going to attack for my 2 here because I'm relatively safe from most plans they have. Like I've got Spell Queller and Spectral Sailor. I've got Spell Queller and back it up with Rattle Chains. I've got a lot of viable plan options here. So let's just kind of get the beat down going, you know. So Portable Hole. So I'm going to back that up with Spell Queller. So you are not allowed to have my Watcher. Leave my friends out of this. Although, not gonna lie, Ingenious Smith getting to look for removal is pretty freaking silly. Can't even hate on that. That's just a really wild interaction. But here, I will... Uh-oh, are we scissors? Oh no! Oh, well, that's still annoying. So, let's have our Watcher go away. I'm sad about that. Ingenious Smith turns to 2. And they use the other point of their mana, I guess, doing the thing. But upside, I get to just cast this. I don't know why I casted it now. I didn't need to cast it now. It's not like I could have protected it or done anything else about it. They just put a mana into here and then attack me for 3. Then I get to untap, have Rattle Chains, and kind of go from there. I don't hate that. Yeah, that's fine. Right, duh. That's only once per turn, isn't it? Okay, so I have another Watcher here. Is fine by me. So it looks like I'm not going to get to cast Magma Opus anytime soon until I see a Hinata. But I also need to see a red land too. So there's just like a lot that really needs to happen for this to be slightly viable. Upside, I am way up on life total. So unless this is like a scissors now on Ginger Boot plus activate, then I'm doing pretty well as far as life total is concerned. And even if they do exactly that, then I'm still pretty okay because of the fact that I already have pressure. They're already at 13 and they would just be taking me from 8 to 13 like that. So even if they have the scissors right now, I'm still mostly okay. If this is another Portable Hole on Watcher, then yeah, sure, I'm annoyed. Oh, come on. And here I was gonna ask really nicely for you to not do exactly that. Oh, I mean, that's annoying too, but not as much. Okay, so they just attack for 3 here. Do I bother blocking the Ingenious Smith with Watcher? I think the answer is no. No, not bother. Instead, I'm just going to play my Rattle Chains EOT and then just go back to attacking with it. So what's this, buy Lurrus? Yeah, they just bought Lurrus. Okay, so I'm just going to do this and make them like respect my 2-turn clock here. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack them for 7, take them down to 6, and then make them be able to deal with me from 15. Your move, Yugi. So they can go from 6 to 7 with the Alseid. If they happen to have a scissors on the Alseid, then that sucks and there's nothing I can do about that. But almost everything else is accounted for, which is nice. So I'm really just kind of hoping that they don't have like all that glitters or scissors on this thing, because a big ass life linker really does suck right now. So yeah, I don't know, man, fingers crossed. So how many different things can we do here? Man, a counterspell rather than this Magma Opus would be super sick right now. But also, if I were able to actually cast this thing, that'd be really good too. Like, that'd be really nice. Eater of Virtue. Okay, so I know that this thing is basically Bone Spitter plus. 1 to cast, 1 to equip. Oh, you only get keywords if something dies. So, okay, got it. So what they can do here is equip the Eater of Virtue to the Alseid. Alseid can sacrifice itself to the Ingenious Smith to give Eater of Virtue lifelink, and the Ingenious Smith would become a 5/5 lifelink. Okay, well, 5/4, whatever. Got it. I can't do anything about that, but I see what the plan is. Or 6 power? 6 power. Yeah, so it looks like that is exactly what the plan seems to be here. So that's unfortunate. That seems really good for them. So it is a little bit of a non-bow with Lotus, but honestly, I don't know that they mind as long as they get to have like a pro blue 6 power life linking thing. So here what I'm going to end up doing is unfortunately going to 9. That's going to happen. But they're attacking with Ginger Brute. So I take this, I go to 8, untap, and I have 7 on the way back. I can also put this into play. They go up to 12. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I can draw Lord and win. So I'm actually going to give myself a chance to draw Lord and win. So I'm just gonna, and if I block this, then that's only 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that is not lethal. So I'll just take this damage. And I actually think I should discard Magma Opus. So I don't like showing them that it's there, but the land is going to be really useful if I draw a Hinata because I don't have a red source. Meh. All right. Well, wasn't useful anyway. But let's see if I can draw something else useful, like another Supreme Phantom. Damn it. Come on. Dak, why? Why you betray me? All right. I guess I'm just going to get my attack on with these guys then. So do this. They go to 6, and I have to end up blocking the Ingenious Smith. And we're in a lot of the same scenario here, but I can still draw a Lord if I block with only Spectral Sailor. So they're going up to 13. Yeah, I need to draw a little more. So how do we get out of this? How do we get out of this? Oh, duh. I can just draw a Brazen Borrower for Ingenious Smith too. That does play. So let's block with Sailor? No, I can just not block. They're only attacking for 7. I'm at 8. They could have just attacked with this and forced a block. I think I actually should not block. It gives me a whole extra turn with the Spectral Sailor in play, and Watcher in play enables Hinata plus maybe something, or Spectral Sailor plus casting of like a Spell Queller. So I'm actually just going to go to 1 here. Yeah. So what is this? Luris? No, 6 mana. What the hell is 6 mana? Oh, right. That sucks. Oh, we drew the Supreme Phantom. Dak. So what am I looking for here? I'm looking for another Supreme Phantom off the top to overwhelm this this thing, because right now they can block 3, take 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Come on. So if they block the Spell Queller, I actually should have baited them into so now if they block the Watcher, then I end up dying. But if I attack with all and they block Spell Queller instead of Watcher, I can flash in Mausoleum Wander and pump this +1. So that would end up being 3, 6, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I'm still 1 short, aren't I? Yeah, I don't think I have a way to get a lethal attack. Yeah, because if they block this, that's still 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. If they block this, that's still 3, 6, 10, 11, 12. So either way, I just don't have a lethal attack. All right, whatever. I'll move on to the next game. That's unfortunate. That was a little bit late on that. So here I want the Flame Blessed Bolts. Do I want Rending Valley? Not really. I don't want Lofty Denials. So I think I will be willing to put in exactly 1 Rending Valley, but it's gotta be like the worst of the removal spells. I like the bolts much more. So let's do that. And yeah, the 2 mana counterspell life isn't exactly the life I want to live against this, but here is a matchup where if I actually get to see Hinata plus Opus at the same time, then we can kind of wombo combo them out, and that's really exciting as far as prospects go. So maybe we get to do that. That'd be really nice. I want to see the thing do the thing, you know? We haven't gotten to do the thing yet. All right. So, Dak, come on, you're killing me. This is the kind of day we're gonna have today, yo. I don't know what to tell you. We are trying our best to fight the good fight, but our deck is trying its best to not let us. So I'm gonna do this and have perfect mana at least. So this will at least give me the biggest chance of being able to fight, but I need a lot of help here. Okay, so that's at least a start. So I can do this, and I can start casting things like Spell Quellers and Petty Theft on slash Brazen Bower, so I can at least participate for right now. If I draw a Hinata next turn, that'd be really good. So I'd be very hyped to be able to just come out with a 4/4 and make them kind of deal with it, you know? If they have a portable hole for this, then I am sad, but there's not really too much I can do about that right now. Hushbringer. Annoying, but I can deal with that. There's the Magma Opus. Okay, so this is still okay-ish. I can still attack through this. Spell Queller has no text, but it's not a bad blocker. So let's see what ends up happening here. At least my whole hand still has flash. That part's still nice. What I really want is for them to just like cast something on the Hushbringer so that I can Brazen Borrow it. That'd be really sick. Make them like regret coming up in my hood with spells and stuff. Ginger Brute, sure. Don't particularly care about that. Scissors on the land. I am actually pretty okay with that. So now they get to attack with both, which is whatever. But, oh, they're not even going to attack with both. So I get to just go ahead and bounce the scissors. It's not necessarily the most ideal use of that, but I still get to like do something, which is kind of the entire goal here. So I can do that, and I can cast Spell Queller just as a creature, which is nice. Oh, that's really funny. My pumps don't happen here because of the Hushbringer. Right. That's really funny. Okay. So we at least have a little bit of an offensive presence here, and Spell Queller still has no text, but it is a competent blocker, which is at least kind of nice. Not the happiest about Hushbringer just getting to do the thing, though. So they're going to make an indestructible 5/5 again, but now it's actually like mostly fine because I'm already in the air attacking. So at least I'm able to do stuff. And are they going to use the ability here? They are. That's fine, I guess. So I go to 14, and I am just going to put Spell Queller on the table. So are you going to let me put Spell Queller on the table? What's up? Okay, cool. So here I get to just play a creature, have more board presence, do the untap, and not particularly what I wanted, but I will at least be able to start attacking and stuff from here. So let's do that. I can't attack with the Wanderer because I don't have the ability to pump, so still obnoxious, still annoying, but I've got Brazen Bower coming at him in the air. We're able to at least do something, but so far this Magma Opus has really just like not had text this entire league, which is unfortunate. Like I was hoping to be able to do Hinata plus the thing, you know? But if I draw a Hinata, I can still in theory do the thing. So I take this, I go to 9, and that's okay for now. I think next turn is where I would have to start blocking with the Mausoleum Wanderer, because I do need to be worried about my life total, but if I can actually draw like a Lord or something to allow me to attack through this Hushbringer, then I think I would rather start with that, but let's see what actually ends up happening here. I can also just draw Flame Blessed Bolt to kill this Hushbringer and then go from there. So they buy Luris, and there's nothing I can do about that, but I can cast this. All right, let's do the untap, a Selfish Spirit. That's actually a really good draw for me. So let's go ahead and cast this, and this will give me the ability to have a pretty decent block too, which is nice. So I get to attack with my 3 friends that are bigger than Hushbringer. If they Hushbringer here, then I'm just gonna let that happen. Like I'm not gonna trade myself a spirit for that. Okay, they go to 4. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. Oh, right, that's fine. They just go to 7. Okay, I'm sitting, I'm like, oh no, what's the bad thing that could be happening? But no, their food is just literally being a food. So let's see, things I can do here. Yeah, we honestly just kind of need like a lot of help right now, right? Like there's a lot of draws that are relatively live, which is nice. If they attack with both, this one I might just take. So what happens here? Luris, land, rebuy food. That's fine. I go to 4. It might actually be appropriate for me to just go to 4 here. I think I actually will just go to 4 here. So they can cast Luris, but Luris is going to cost them at least 1 life. That would take them down to 6. Ginger Brute, if they see a land, would be able to take them up to 9. So they have the land, so they can go up to 9, but they're still gonna have to take at least 1 damage to cast Luris now. So if that is their plan, then I attack for all of this. They take 2, 4, 6, 7, so they take 6 after considering lifelink. So that doesn't really work as far as plans go. That's Luris. Okay. Okay. So they can go up to 8 like that. And like I said, they're taking 6 unless I draw, but not what I asked for. But this will help me to get Hinata, I'm sorry, Hushbringer the hell off the table, which, well, is a big plus. So let's work on that. Up, boop, boop. That's 7. They can just sacrifice the Ginger Brute and go up to 8. So I need to threaten actual lethal. And this still leaves me 2 blockers on the way back plus Selfless Spirit. Okay. And I'm not going to cast Hinata pre-combat because I don't want to give them the option of Mystical Dispute rather than using their mana for this. So I guess I will just let this rock like this. Right? Thinking, going once, going twice, self. Okay. So now that Mystical Dispute is definitely not an option, I can cast my Hinata. And I've got 2 creatures on standby here, which can go ahead and... Oh, haha. Now the pumps happen. Right. Thanks, Hushbringer, for leaving the battlefield so that I can actually do something with my creature pumps. All right. And this I don't mind doing here. So they are going to gain life if they attack with Luris, which is kind of whatever, but I can untap and cast Magma Opus. So man, fingers crossed that we get to do the big thing, you know? I want to press the big button. I feel like a little kid. I want to press the button, Dad. Let me just press the big stupid button. I want to cast Cruel Ultimatums and stuff. Okay, a tapped land. I don't hate the idea of you not being able to use all your mana, even if it's turn 106 now. I mean, turn 7's basically turn 106. Let's see how many options they could have. They could have just a rinse and reusing of the Hushbringer. They could have things like the, rinse and reusing Ginger Brute to gain more life. That's okay too. And we are attacking with just this. Okay. So here I'm going to block with just this guy. And I think I actually want to sacrifice the Selfless Spirit. Yes. Yes. I don't know that it's going to be relevant, but I want to keep the Mausoleum Wanderer around in case I need to fight over my Magma Opus. So depending on whatever they cast, if like say they cast Hushbringer out of the graveyard plus do something else, or if they like Ginger Brute with 2 mana, rebuy Ginger Brute, hold up 2 more mana, I want to be able to have Magma Opus resolve, but also be able to fight over a Mystical Dispute on their end. This might actually be one of those scenarios where if they're holding a Mystical Dispute, that tapped Hallowed Fountain might actually hurt a lot. So I actually kind of hope that is what happens here. It looks like we are in a relatively good position to be able to come back from our lovely mull to 5 here. So that's cool. What are we? Yeah, let's go. All right. Still didn't get to cast a big stupid thing, but game 3. So we're going to go ahead and submit our deck. I'm not going to put in the Rending Valleys, even though we saw the Hushbringers. I think I still like my setup as is. Yeah, I don't really want to side in Mystical Dispute. Let me do the cool thing. Let me do the cool thing. Can we do the cool thing? And our hand isn't great, but it is acceptable. So, well, I will accept it. So again, Watcher getting to untap lets us cast 100 spells on the following turn, which is pretty sick. I also have a red source in case I draw Hinata later, so that's pretty dope. And here, that's a Plains. So we get to actually cast all of our cards now, which is really nice. We have the mana we need to be able to cast everything, which is at least step 1. And here I'm going to get to go ahead and start off with this. If Watcher actually gets to untap and doesn't get Portable Hold or something, then that'll be pretty lovely. And if it does, then like, you know, kind of so be it. I can't really do anything about that just now. I would prefer obviously that Portable Hold does not happen. Glass Casket. I guess I need to be more specific. I did ask for not Portable Hold and I did get not Portable Hold. So you got me, opponent. Jerk. Let's see. I can cast Supreme Phantom, or I can just cast Rattle Chains and have double Supreme Phantom following turn with Flash. I like that option better. Because if I get to Flash and Rattle Chains and just block Hushbringer, I'll be pretty happy about that. If I don't, then I can still untap, cast Double Lord, and then hopefully overpower from there. Spell Queller will just be a 2/3 flyer, but honestly, that's good enough sometimes. So let's see what actually ends up happening here. Although I still really feel like I should have been more specific, you know? So let's see what ends up happening here. They find... What are we finding? We find nothing? What? All right, well, I'm gonna block. It's all coming together. Get the hell off the table, please, and thank you. So I do like that this card is basically Augur of Bolus right now, where that card doesn't actually have any text. What it really reads is just like, hey, I'm going to look at the top 3 cards in my deck and then do nothing with them. No! Maybe! All right. So this is still not great, but it is not nothing. I have the ability to next turn play Queller plus Phantom. I can, God, if I can draw a Magma Opus, that'd be sick. There's a lot of options that I actually have access to, and here they can just go ahead and buy Luris, and that will be pretty good for them. But Eater of Virtue currently doesn't do anything other than make this 5. Granted, making that thing 5 is a pretty big deal. But for now, that is all that can do. Oh, I wonder why you didn't bother with this. Oh, well, not my problem. So I can just let that rock. I'm going to let it rock. I'm going to go to 14. Meh. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and play my Supreme Phantom and then have this thing just be a 5/5. I can't attack through the Stone Coil Serpent. Words are hard. Well, I technically could have, but I trample 2, not really worth my time. Instead, I can just flash in Spell Queller and block the Ingenious Smith. If they are looking to buy Luris, then I'm medium good with that too. Let's actually see where this goes, though. I would really prefer to just have like an actually decent thing to do about this. Be pretty nice. What's this? +1/+1 for each art. Oh my god, that's actually really good. I absolutely not. That card is like better than my entire deck right now. Like, I wish I was joking. It's like, oh, is he joking? The answer is no, he is not joking. All right, so I can go from 14 to 9. I can let my Spell Queller die. That's just not. Wow, this card is good. How are you an uncommon? Holy shit. All That Glitters 1, All That Glitters 2, untap, and you have All That Glitters on a body. Man, that's insane-o. So do I just go to 9 here? I think I do just go to 9, actually. So here, what, we're just buying Luris? Yeah, it looks like we're just buying Luris. All right, let's untap then. No, an island is not what I wanted here. I need a lot more help than just an island can give me. Let's see. I can attack with my... there's no point to attacking with just this. Like, I could attack here again, trample over for 3, but like, why bother? I can... All right, I guess I just pass and be sad about it. So they can't attack with Stone Coil Serpent yet because I can double block with Supreme Phantoms. They can cast Luris and bring back Hushbringer, which, to be fair, is really annoying. But I also have like just a 6/6 Hinata, so that can at least right now threaten to block the Ingenious Smith. So that at least is nice. I've got the fort held down for right now, but Luris is really threatening. So I do have a lot of live draws, though. I can just draw a Magma Opus and clear out something really big, right? I can basically solve most problems that are not named. Are they just... Oh, they want to have Ornithopter die so that the Eater of Virtue can get flying and then block flyers. Okay, I get it. So if I want to take this damage, which I clearly do not, then they get to... Actually, yeah, I'm going to just take this damage. What am I talking about? Yeah, I'm just going to take that. I'll just take 2. So the idea here was for them to be able to Ornithopter, have this thing die, this thing gets exiled, but now the Eater of Virtue would have flying to put onto one of these things, and I think it's actually better for me to just take the 2 here. They can still go ahead and... Oh, they just have another Hushbringer. All right, well, that sucks too. I still can make good use of a... Oh, sure, you got it. I can still make good use of a Magma Opus off the top? No, come on, what, why? What am I supposed to do with this? I don't want that. All right, upside. Even if Hinata dies, I can still just like cast a Magma Opus soon, so like that's nice at least. But that's not really the life I want to sign up for. Like, I would like to be a little more productive than that, please and thank you, deck. So things that are in fact good here. Things that are good include... A Brazen Borrower is not bad. A Spell Queller, if they for some reason don't actually... Oh, this is going to give something lifelink. Ew. Well, that's fucking gross. I don't think I can afford to take that damage, and I would prefer to have that exiled rather than not. But the sword is going to get exiled, and that's still really bad. So, like, now their creatures are going to have lifelink too, so I'm stuck kind of battling from a pretty high hill. And if they just, like, put this Eater on the Stone Coil Serpent, then like we're just gonna have a really bad time. Yeah, because it's gonna get like a reach, it gets protection from multicolor, like it gets all the good stuff. So that's a big ass flying lifelinker now. How many problems can I potentially solve? Like, I'm actually running out of solutions for things too, so that's gonna be a 6/4, which, to be fair, that part's not that much different. I'm okay with that, but I am not okay with them. Come on, what am I supposed to do with that? Come on, man. just once I want both halves of the combo at the same time. Oh man, we are not doing the thing, as it were. So if they attack with the Ingenious Myth, I am gonna block with my Hinata. I mean, I have 2 more, so yeah. Consider me big mad right now. I am officially entering big mad territory. So if this is just like casting lures, then I really can't do shit about this anyway, because like, yeah, I got 3 of a kind, y'all. I am apparently very good at poker right now, not very good at magic. So I guess I just kind of sit here and cry about it. I don't know. Like, I will just block Ingenious Myths and then obviously bring back a 6/6, but man, doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. Yeah, what can I really do here? I mean, I can of course draw a Magma Opus. Like I can block and untap. Yeah, like I'm definitely blocking this. At least it doesn't have trample yet. So once they put it on Stone Coil Serpent, these things are going to start being able to trample, and that's really bad for me. But I can't do anything else about that, so. Wait, what? Why isn't Ingenious Myth dead? Or exiled? No, that's not how that's supposed to work, I think. And I can't really do anything else with this, so I've got to cast it right now. And this is going to be really annoying because now their things actually will have access to trample. I can block with Mausoleum Wanderer, which is nice, but the trample is going to really suck, and the protection from multicolor isn't really much better for me. But also, I'm really salty right now that the Ingenious Smith didn't actually die. So I guess I gotta block with the Supreme Phantom and let that happen. Like, they're just gonna get keywords on keywords on keywords. So, okay. That's not like a May or anything, right? Did I just like lose my mind earlier and Ingenious Smith wasn't equipped? Maybe I can just like watch later and then see what's up. So if they find a portable hole off of this or a glass casket for this Supreme Phantom, god dang it, they did. Now both of my Supreme Phantoms are dead. This is not going great. I guess I should have blocked with Hinata. That's on me. I should have blocked with a Hinata because oh, they're just getting back their Saga. Oh, that's gross. Well, at least they didn't just get to 45 for one of my stuff, but like this is still really bad because I got to be able to solve this now. So like, what can I draw? I legitimately don't know that I have a real draw here. That was not it. That was not it. So what can I do about this? I can obviously cast the Flame Blessed Bolt at the Ingenious Smith if they go into attack step and go from there. I have real blocks with everything else actually. No, actually, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it is slightly playable is more correct. If they target the Stone Coil Serpent with this, though, I am just like actual fucking dead to that. But if they target the, dang it, I was gonna say, but if they target the Ingenious Smith, then maybe I have a way to live. But like with this, I'm just dead as shit to this because I can't even block with my best creature now. Yeah, I am dead to this big ass trampler. Yeah, there's like nothing I can do about that. And then there's gonna be the creature, which is just as big. So yeah, all right, well, sucks to be me. Let's concede. All right, and I guess we're gonna go ahead and call it there. So I guess our conclusion, of course, is that the Hinata Spirits list honestly wasn't great. We died multiple times with Magma Opus in our hand and uncastable, which just isn't really exactly where we can afford to be in a fast format like Pioneer that has aggressive decks like the Black-White Humans deck. It's got combo decks where you can't really afford to have dead cards in your hand, and we saw that come up against the Lotus Field deck. And even in this last matchup, we were able to kind of like fight back and forth against Scissors deck, but just the fact that we drew 3 copies of a legendary card because our deck wants to do a combo really screwed us over. So unfortunately, I kind of have to give this one a bit of a thumbs down, but we saw that the actual Spirits package was still great. Like when we drew just Spirits and not the Hinata nonsense, then the deck really performed pretty well. Honestly, the best thing Hinata did the entire time was just be a big flyer. So I think my advice would be to really not try this, but honestly, it was still fun in theory to kind of build the deck, theory craft, try something new with Spirits, and then see if it could end up panning out. And even though it didn't pan out, I did still have fun with that part of the process. And obviously, I got to make some pretty shitty volleyball jokes, so that's a W. But what I would do here is honestly just like go back to playing Empyrean Eagle and Friends, because as we saw before, like just having a bunch of flying power and toughness was great, and counter spells were great. So I would definitely recommend just playing blue-white spirits if you wanted to play spirits in Pioneer right now, or you could just go full try-hard and actually play just like Bant Coco, because that deck's also really good. Mono Blue's also in a pretty good spot, and this might be the deck that I play next if I were to play in something big in Pioneer, where we just get to play a bunch of snow-covered islands. We get to play Geistlight Snare on top of Lofty Denials. We get to play Brazen Bowers and Shacklegeist to help control the board. We get to just have a bunch of Curious Obsessions and draw cards, a good aggressive start with 12 1-drops. I think I really like this deck right now. And we can play things like Grafdigger's Cage out of the board if we want to help solve problem matchups like Winota and stuff like that. So I think that would be what I would really recommend. Any of those 3 builds are all completely fine. And just trying a bunch of kind of slow nonsense is really fun in theory, but unfortunately just didn't pan out at all. Like, we literally never got to do the whole Hinata plus Opus thing. In a slower deck, like a control deck, or maybe even like a multicolored nonsense shell like Niv Mizzet deck, maybe that style of deck could get away with this a little better. But as it stands, Spirits is unfortunately not the home for this legendary spirit. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. But honestly, I still had a lot of fun theory crafting, like I said earlier. And let me know in the comments if this is something that you would ever end up trying, or if you have a kind of off-the-wall build of spirits that you've been looking forward to trying with new stuff. Like maybe you're playing something like, you know, maybe Hinata just as a 4/4 with a bunch of protective spells that could work. Are you playing Simic Spirits with Tamio's Safekeeping? Are you playing Dimir Spirits with Kaito Shizuki? Let me know what's going on with any of your builds of spirits now that Neon Kamigawa is out and here. As always though, if you like what you're watching, just make sure to let me know. Click like on the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I will see y'all on the next one.